Hi guys and welcome to my channel. So today I'm here with a book haul, which is basically all the books I've bought since January, I believe, and I'm ashamed to say that it's really a lot of books, so without further ado, let's get into it. First I have here is Dear Martin by Nick Stone, which I actually got an e-arc last year before the book was released, but I wanted to have my own physical copy and now I finally have it. Now I also have a new release, which is Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. I can't wait to read this one. I absolutely love the cover, look how beautiful it is, and I heard so many great things about it. So I just can't wait to pick it up. Among all the stuff I have, I also have books I bought during my trip to Brussels, which is basically I tried to get some diverse books and books about Belgium, just like this one, which is called A House in Brussels by Valentine Delecourt. I honestly don't really know what this book is about, but I thought the cover looked nice and I wanted to read books different from what I usually read, so I just got this one. Now I have here a translation of a book by Italo Calvino, which means Why Should You Read Classics? And I was attracted by the cover. I love Italo Calvino's books. This is a bit of theoretical reading and I just can't wait to read it because it looks so damn interesting. I have here a book about feminism. It's called Misogynation by Laura Bates. It was on the front of the bookstore and I just figured it looked interesting. I like to read books about feminism, so I just got this one. Next I have a book that was recommended by one of my professors from my class about African American literature, and it's The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. It's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2017, so you've probably heard of it. It looks absolutely fantastic and I can't wait to dive into it. So the orders of the book I'm going to show you is a bit random, but I didn't have the time or didn't think about organizing them by theme or whatever. So anyway, I have here The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin because I already had the first and third book in the trilogy, but I couldn't finish it because I didn't have the second one. Now I finally have it and I can finally finish this fantastic trilogy. Then I have some comic books, which I have already mentioned in my previous video. I have Wonder Woman Volume 3, and then I have two Star Wars stories, Princess Leia, and this one is Star Wars Volume 3. I don't understand how all these volume things work, but they're both fantastic. Then what do we have here? Tatiana Drouinet's new book, which is called in French Sentinelle de la Pluie. Sentinel Under the Rain. It's her latest release. It takes place in Paris, and I met her at the Paris Book Fair in March, and she signed her copy. I absolutely love her. She's one of my favorite authors of all time, and I can't wait to read her new book. Then I have a book from another author that I met at the Paris Book Fair, and that's Marissa Mayer. It's her new book Renegades, which I haven't read yet. I know, shame on me. Can't wait to read this one, and I really hope I like it as much as the Lunar Chronicles. Then I have Sarah Dessen's new book, Once and For All. Unfortunately, it's in French because I couldn't find it in English, and I wanted to get a copy of it so I could get it signed at the Paris Book Fair, because I don't own actually any of her books, though I really love them. Then I have a poetry book by Langston Hughes for my class about African American literature. It's a book of selected poems that I have yet to read because I really need them for my paper at the end of the semester, so I need to dive into this soon, probably one of my next reads, otherwise I'm gonna delay it until the end of time and I should really read it. Then I have a book that I found in the second-hand bookshop and was cheap. It's by Orphan Pamuk. It's called Silent House. I haven't read any of his books. I heard they were really great, so when I saw this I thought it was a great opportunity to discover his books, and I hope I really like it. Then I have 3 books about Marie Curie for one of my classes. I decided to buy children books because I want to write my paper about children books. This one is a new release. You may have heard about it. I found about it on Twitter. It's by Demi and it's in English. The other two are in French, so this one, which I already showed you, is for little children. So this is a little timeline. It has little drawings, it's absolutely adorable. And this one is a comic book, and it's called Marie Curie, the Radium Fairy. Haven't read it yet, hopefully I need to dive into them soon. And then I still have one more pile of books. The first one I've already mentioned in my previous video. It's Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renée Edo-Lodge. I've already read it, it was absolutely fantastic. And if you don't know what it is about, the title is pretty explicit. It's about racism in the UK. Then I have The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by Amanda Lovelace, which is a poetry book. I also really love the fact that everything is written in red. That is super cool, and it's about feminism and abuse and our society today. It's a really great poetry book, which I would definitely recommend. Then I have one book that I'm currently reading. It's Beloved by Toni Morrison, which is about slavery and the main character who escaped slavery. I'm already at the beginning of the novel, but honestly, do I really need to tell you what Beloved is about? I mean, it's pretty classic book, so it's high time I read it. Then I have a book that I haven't mentioned here yet. It's called Find Your Ikigai. It's a kind of lifestyle book about finding a reason to wake up in the morning. Haven't touched it in a while, but it's a really great book, and it's a new release, I believe. It's in French, but it's this Ikigai thing is coming from Japan. Then I have Still Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, which I already mentioned in my previous video, and it's super cool about how to be a great artist and find inspiration and everything. It's super cool. Then I have two more books for my African American literature class. The first one is The Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, who was an escaped slave and worked for the abolition of slavery. And then I have The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, about several actually black families living in Ohio in the 1940s. Then I have this book of plays by Guillaume Apollinaire, which I've read and found weird and interesting at the same time. I have this interview of Annie Ernaux called Through Plays, which is the first book I read this year, and which was absolutely fantastic. Then I have Sarah Barnard's new book, Goodbye Perfect, which I still haven't picked up, but I definitely want to read it because I loved her previous books, and I also really love the cover, it's so pretty. And now I have The Vegetarian by Han Kang, which I have wanted to read in quite some time, and I finally got my hands on it while I was in Brussels. And it takes place in Korea, and it's about a woman and her relationship to food, I believe, and stuff like that. It looks absolutely interesting. Then I have a new release, which I have heard tons of good things about. It's Love, Hate and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. Then I have this book, which is in French, which is by Omar Youssef Suleiman, which is called The Little Terrorist, and it's about a kid that grew up in Syria and moves away from Syria and how he deals with it. I don't really know what else it is about because I haven't read it yet. However, it looks super interesting and I really want to read more diverse and different books, so that's why I picked this up. Then I have another book which is in French, which is by Françoise Frenkel. It's about World War II and a French bookshop in Berlin, I believe. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I also picked it up in Brussels. And then, believe it or not, this is finally the last book I have to show you. It's The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I've heard tons of good things about this book. It has an absolutely gorgeous cover. However, I have no idea what it is about. I mean, I could read the summary, but I haven't read it. And I can't wait to pick it up either because I heard so many great things about it. And that's it for today. I really need to stop buying books because I also want to travel and get a new tattoo. So hopefully this is the last book haul in a while because I believe in myself and I can go on a book buy ban. And anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. May give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. And I guess I'll see you around. Bye!